You've probably heard them in the last couple of weeks. Illegal fireworks being set off across the Bay Area. It can be annoying and actually impact the health of some people, even your pets.
So how do you build a better Bay Area and get illegal fireworks off the streets? ABC 7 News reporter Leanne Melendez looked into San Francisco's civil grand jury recommendations for some answers. Do we have answers?
Well, I think the consensus is that something had to be done. So here, the title of the civil grand jury's report is Dimming the Spark of Illegal Fireworks in San Francisco. Now they are recommending the creation of a task force to prevent the use of illegal fireworks, as well as educating residents about the many dangers that come with these often huge displays. What once was a crowd-pleasing event on the 4th of July has turned into several unsettling nights of booming explosions. Take San Francisco's Mission District. So tell me how bad the situation is here in the Mission.
Oh, to me, it's like a war zone. They have these ones that shoot up about 20 or 30 of them. One of them got about 3 feet from my face. People out here until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
According to the findings of a San Francisco civil grand jury report, in the past 6 years, the number of 911 dispatched fireworks calls have continued to increase dramatically in June and July. The Bayview, the Mission, and the Tenderloin districts have had a significant number of calls to the 911 call center, also in the past 6 years. Segovia added there is little police enforcement.
They just drive by, they stop, and the people clear back, and as soon as they go by, they start all over again.
Police seem to take a soft approach when cracking down on the sale of illegal fireworks. Here's what they told us when we asked to ride along with officers during a raid. At this time, we are not scheduling this due to staffing limitations. The grand jury report also highlights the effects these illegal fireworks have on members of the community, people living with Alzheimer's.
They might not recognize it as a firework that they know from their childhood, but they may think that it could be something like gunshots or other sort of noise that could be very upsetting to them.
It can also be a struggle for some veterans because fireworks often mimic many of the sounds of war.
The weeks leading up to and the weeks after, it's a nail-biting time. I have some friends that 4th of July is hard for them. They have some combat experience. It brings up bad memories.
My name is Bruce Engel, and this is my dog, Jack Russell Terrier, Betty Sue.
Pets like Betty Sue are also affected.
Completely terrified. When they get really bad, I have to drug her, and even when she's so sedated that she can't even stand up and walk, she's still shaking, she's hyperventilating. You know, it breaks my heart every time I see her like that.
Then there are the physical impacts of illegal fireworks. The number of emergency room visits goes up when the fireworks come out. Earlier this year, a teenager was killed after being hit in the head by an illegal firework on Treasure Island during the New Year's celebration. In a dense urban area like San Francisco, a fire can quickly spread from building to building. During the weeks leading to the 4th of July, the fire department works with homeowners to clear their properties of high grasses. This reduces the possibility of fires starting from a stray firework. The fire department also brings out special equipment on the night of July 4th.
We put these mini pumpers out in different areas, and they're out and about. They're actually kind of looking for fires.
We met up with a crew at McLaren Park to give us a tutorial on how to handle a brush fire or assist in small neighborhood fires. All right, we're ready to go.
It's going to be smoky. It's going to be hot. We don't know what we're going to be dealing with.
Here we go.
Open it all the way. Open this part all the way.
Okay. And there we were, learning the basics of what it takes to quickly put out a fire in unpredictable areas. While the technology has improved, the message is the same.
No fireworks are allowed here in San Francisco whatsoever, not even sparklers. Stay away from them. Enjoy them from afar.
Despite all the reasons to not shoot off fireworks, people continue to break the law. The grand jury recommended that San Francisco create a working group led by the Department of Emergency Management to assist police in finding ways to prevent the use of illegal fireworks. Other city departments are also required to weigh in. But don't expect much to be different this year. The working group should be in place by October 1st.
So let's remind everybody that there is a $1,000 fine for having them or setting them off. Now, I hear people say that if this happened only on the 4th of July, they would maybe perhaps be more tolerant. The problem is that for the past several years, they start setting them off in mid-June and nobody can sleep for about a month.
Nobody,
right, there's that.
Including myself,
yes,
thank you.
And the real dangers and the fire risk and all that.
Yeah.
You know what I think is missing, though? When I was younger, we used to have these public service announcements that would say, they're very dangerous. You can cut off a finger or you lose a finger or an eye. And that, I think, was very effective. I don't see those anymore.
Yeah. All right.
So.
Thank you, Leanne.
Sure.